Today we're going to talk about evil. We're going to talk about Hermione a little bit. Harry Potter is a whole genre, a whole world that, we probably need to talk about at some point later. And those of you who have a problem with Harry Potter, I don't. I love Harry Potter, so we're going to have to just get over that. Hermione has a moment in Harry Potter, and I actually don't remember which movie this is, so if you guys watching know what movie it is, please pop it down there. I know it might be different than the books. I'm talking about the movie. So if you know what movie this happens in, please just put it in a comment below so we can all just know what movie it was. In the Harry Potter world, you're introduced to this character, he who must not be named. Right? Is that what he's called? And so people don't say the bad guy's name, and his name is Voldemort, but they don't say it because they're afraid of him. Because he's dangerous, he's scary, he's powerful, and so we don't speak his name. We don't want to have anything to do with him. We don't want to accidentally draw his attention or have him show up in our lives, lest he kill us too. And so that is introduced pretty early on in the story and then carries throughout. This big, bad, evil wizard who's here to oppress everybody and has the power to overthrow everything. And so there's a lot of superstition and paranoia and fear surrounding this character throughout the movie. And Harry Potter is actually destined to overthrow this guy. He doesn't learn that till like a few books or movies in or whatever, but Harry is here to oppose the most powerful guy in the arena who's dangerous, right? And I find there's actually an interesting parallel in real life when it comes to people and their beliefs and opinions of evil itself, or of Satan. Even in the Christian world and in churches, there are a lot of Christians who are superstitious and are fearful of demons and Satan and evil, and they have this weird respect for the demonic and for the powers of evil, and they have this reverence for it, and there's a fear there, and I actually find it to be totally inappropriate. So I teach a class on separating what's happening in the spirit world and being aware of that stuff. Often what I find with my students is there's a lot of anxiety and fear that come up when we start talking about evil and the power and energy that come with aligning yourself with evil. And one of the biggest problems that people have when it comes to the evil is that they're afraid of it. That is one of the biggest, most self-defeating beliefs, is thinking that evil has the power to destroy you. Evil doesn't have the power to destroy you. Period. That needs to just rest for a second. That's true. The only way evil can destroy us is if we choose to believe what evil is proposing is true. You are the one who has the power to allow yourself to be destroyed. Evil can't come and just ravage you. God has put things in place and has done the work necessary to prevent that from ever happening. So it takes trust, it takes faith to understand that and to step into a rest and a peace that comes from knowing you don't have to ward off all the powers of hell by yourself. You don't have to do that. God has done it. But if you believe that evil has the power to come in and sabotage your life, to destroy you, to make people hate you, to take all your money away, to make you sick, to kill you, if you believe that evil has the ability to do that, you actually empower evil to pull that off in your life. Your belief is what causes those things to happen, which is crazy, but is the deal. So there's a moment where Hermione makes a statement, and I forget what she's trying to say, but she comes to this moment where she realizes she would say he who would not be named, or he who must not be named, or whatever. She was about to say that out of habit, and she realizes she's got to change allegiances here, because her buddy Harry has been fighting this guy and isn't afraid to say his name and is the beacon of hope, and the one guy saying, no, he's here and we can beat him. I'm fighting this guy. It might not be rational, but he's choosing to draw a line in the sand and saying, this is not okay. I'm opposing this person. I'm not afraid of him. I'm going to fight him. So he's kind of leading this charge, and there are a few people who are like, oh, I like that. I want to be a part of that. But a lot of people are violently, aggressively opposed to Harry's mission and the things that he's saying, to the point where they even start pretending like Voldemort doesn't exist. He's not back. He's not here. And Harry has had like physical encounters with this guy. And so he becomes the bad guy. People start vilifying Harry and making him sound like a crazy person, or like he's lying or whatever. And so anyway, he goes through this journey of persecution, of having to stand for what's right and what's true regardless of popular opinion, and Hermione makes a choice. And it's fascinating because Hermione's not the main character, she's a supporting role, but we watch her have to cast her lot in what she's observed and experienced with her friend Harry. And at one point she stops herself, she catches what was already about to happen in her expression, and she says, Voldemort. She says his name. And Hermione's the good girl who follows the rules and does everything right. And she knows you're not supposed to say his name. So we watch this character go through this transformation, this moment of exchanging alliances. She draws a line in the sand and crosses it and decides, I'm on the side that's going to fight this guy. I'm going to choose to oppose this person, and it might cost me my life, but I'd rather die brave than be quietly safe and comfortable, right? And she chooses to be faithful and committed to her friend Harry and to fight the good fight, right? To be in the cause and to propose it. So I'd like to propose that that's actually appropriate. It's beautiful. It's a subtle little moment. It's not one of the biggest things going on in that story, but it's a profound moment that every single one of us needs to have in our own lives when it comes to evil. You guys, we need to not be afraid of demons, of Satan, of whatever could happen. One of my interns, we were talking about money and wealth, and she told me, she realized in this teaching we were doing, she has been resistant to wealth in her life because she was afraid if she got enough money, whatever amount it would have been, that she would become evil. And I busted up laughing at the possibility that someone could possibly believe that. I understand, like, logically how people think that. It's just absurd. Money does not make you evil. Money simply reveals what's already true in your life. It doesn't change you. It exposes what's always been there. And so money doesn't have the power to make you evil. You don't become evil. You give way to evil and you let evil participate in your expression, in your experience, in your choices. You're actually above it and you have the ability to choose in spite of evil in your life. So we win this whole conversation by simply accepting the place that evil doesn't have power over us already. Like it's underneath us. And then from there, we get to make active, intentional choices on how we want to move forward. Voldemort. And remember, guys, when you're watching a movie, you're never alone. If you guys like this video, please subscribe, click like on this video, put a comment below. We want to just have a conversation with you and hear what you're thinking and processing as well. And then, bring some friends in along the way. Share this with them and let them jump in on the conversation too.